The gentle art of doing nothing. Diamond lived in a world of ticking clocks and buzzing screens. Her days were a frantic race against a to-do list that grew longer with every checkmark. She was a master of multitasking, a champion of efficiency, and a prisoner of her own productivity. Her mind, a tangled knot of deadlines and obligations, never found a moment of rest. It was a life lived in fast forward, a constant chase for a finish line that didn't exist. Then, one afternoon, a curious thing happened. While rushing to her next appointment, a single sunbeam broke through the gray city clouds and landed on a wall. Diamond stopped. For just a moment, she did nothing. She simply watched the dust motes dance in the light. This was the first stage of the Niksen Lifecycle, the seed of stillness. It's a tiny, almost imperceptible moment of pause, the scientific fact of which is that it allows the default mode network in your brain to activate, fostering introspection and imagination. Intrigued, Diamond decided to try it again. She found a quiet bench in a park and sat down with no agenda. No phone, no book, no music. She just sat. She watched a ladybug crawl up a blade of grass and listened to the rustle of leaves. This was the sprout of awareness. This practice, a form of passive observation, has been shown to reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and increase alpha brainwaves, which are associated with a relaxed, meditative state. With each quiet moment, Diamond's mind began to untangle. She started to reflect on her life, not with judgment, but with gentle curiosity. She realized her constant busyness was a way to avoid uncomfortable feelings and difficult questions. This was the root of reflection. By allowing her mind to wander freely, she was connecting with her deeper self, a process that psychologists call constructive internal reflection, which is essential for personal growth and emotional regulation. As Diamond became more present, she started to notice the people around her. She saw the tired smile of the barista, the joyful leap of a child, and the worried frown of a man on his phone. This was the stem of connection. By being fully available, she was able to forge deeper, more meaningful relationships. This is a fascinating fact. Studies show that even brief moments of doing nothing can increase empathy and social awareness, as it frees up cognitive resources to process social cues. With a calm mind, Diamond's creativity blossomed. Ideas that had been buried under her to-do list began to surface. She started to sketch again, a hobby she had long abandoned. This was the bud of creativity. The science is clear. When we allow our minds to rest, we enter a state of diffuse thinking, which allows us to make new connections and solve problems in innovative ways. Diamond started to experience a deep sense of joy and contentment. It wasn't the fleeting happiness of a completed task, but the profound satisfaction of simply being. This was the bloom of joy. Reflecting on her journey, she realized that the most meaningful moments of her life were not the ones she had planned, but the ones she had simply allowed to happen. Diamond's life now had a new sense of purpose, not from her actions, but from her presence. She was no longer a human doing, but a human being. This was the fruit of purpose. The life lesson here is profound. A meaningful life is not about the quantity of your accomplishments, but the quality of your attention. It's about finding purpose in the simple act of living. Diamond understood that the cycle of Niksen was not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. She now carried the seed of stillness with her wherever she went. She was a living testament to the power of doing nothing, and she began to share her wisdom with others, planting seeds in their own lives. This was the dispersal of seeds. And so, the story of Diamond ends not with a grand finale, but with a quiet beginning. The journey to Niksen is not about reaching a destination, but about learning to enjoy the path. It's about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, the peace in the pause, and the purpose in the present.